sometimes when the video starts, the audio doesn't kick in. So I kind of want to make sure that the audio is all the way in. But hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl Grabowski, and this is typically it's an eating show, but tonight we're not eating, we're talking. Normally I mukbang in the car or I eat at the house, but we're not doing either one of those. Listen y'all, the last two videos that I did, you guys came through so good in the comment section, because obviously you guys really love Q, you know what I mean? And y'all are invested. You know, there was so many people in the comment section that has been watching her for years, because Q has a fantastic show, you know, she's good food and she does the makeup and all, and you know, she's just she's an awesome person, you know? And so what sparked me to do the video, to be completely honest, was that I've been watching her for 2 years, and when she said that she was not going to mukbang, well, that was her last mukbang, and she was moving to Nigeria, I was just like, wow, what a huge decision. But maybe she's been planning this for years. But then we found out that she has intention to marry a man that she's not known long, and then I just go ahead and use the word, I was completely triggered, you know what I mean, and scared for her, and I just felt a lot about it, and I had a lot to say about it. So of course I uploaded the video and did the video, and I was shocked to see you guys come through and comment and subscribe to my channel the way that you did, based on my commentary. In one of the videos I said, the caption was, you know, I wanted Q to, just in case she came across the video, to hear my heart, because I am a survivor of narcissistic abuse. Narcissism is something that I've dealt with for years. You know what I mean? And to be honest, and first of all, if this is your first time here to my channel, consider subscribing to the channel. I always tell everybody, I tell you guys, the new people and the old people, there are good things over here. You know what I'm saying? This is, I call it the deep lane. And we talk about life. A lot of people say, oh, well, sure, you need chaos for your channel to grow. You need something, you know, to get the people stirred up. And I just rather deal with the reality. You know what I mean? The reality of life. That's my lane. That's what I'm going to deal with. That's my flow. Because me not living in reality has caused me so much pain. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me get back to you guys in the comment section. So you guys came through in the comment section. You let me know pretty much that you rock with Q. You love her channel. She's a great person. But you all were triggered too. Because when I talked about, I'm not calling Q's soon-to-be husband a narcissist. I'm saying that when I run it through my narcissism detector, you know, all those lights are going off big time. You know what I mean? It's how he comes in with the love bomb and all of that. And just everything is moving so fast, and you know, but you all in the comment section over and over again, let me I want to call some names out right quick of some people in the comment section that I want to acknowledge. There were so many people, but y'all, I just chose like 5 or 6, and I might go back and do some more. So Erin B, she was one. Knew you, LEXEQ, I can't pronounce that. Very interesting comments, and you guys knew a lot about what was going on and had your own personal account of being married to narcissists and all kinds of stuff. Season Jules, she married a narcissist, and she gave part of her story in the comment section. Andrew the Truth says she's been through it as well. And Madame Zenobia, she talked about narcissism and roots. And she went on to say that it's going to take all of heaven to set her free from this. I was like, whoa. Now, when I call my channel the Deep Lane, you know how you speak things into existence. I know I'm a deep person, but you guys came in when she says it's going to take all of heaven to set her free from this. That's deep. There was women in the comment section who talked about being married to a narcissist and just going through the things that we go through when we're married to and trying to love on someone who's incapable of emotional empathy, who is damaged to the point where they cannot be repaired. And they all do the things that narcissists do, like exploit, manipulate, gaslight, steal your stuff, cheat, just all this stuff that causes so much harm to an individual. Women can be narcissists too. Okay, so we're not picking on men over here. There wasn't a man, I don't believe, that was in the comment section that talked about a woman. I would welcome that too, but there wasn't. But tonight, I also want to add to this video by saying that the narcissist is a phenomenal actor. Okay. And instead of him being in the theater, he's on stage or she's on stage in your life. Okay? Because they're not a real person. I think I said this before in the other video. Because they abandon themselves as children because of abuse and neglect, and maybe their parent was a narcissist, some type of horrible circumstance, you know what I mean? And once they do that, they begin to build a false self, right? And then years go by and they're steadily building a false self, and their original self is here, and then they get so far away from their original self, as you see my hand go off the screen, that they can't even get back to who they were intended to be. And that's why a lot of people say that they're damaged beyond repair. If you've ever loved one, and been in a relationship with them, especially if you're an empath, the level of exploitation that they do on you is so horrendous. Like, it crashes your sensory nervous system. A lot of times your autoimmune diseases come upon you. People have nervous breakdowns. All kinds of stuff happens from dealing with a person who looks perfectly human, wrapped in flesh and blood, can walk and talk and stand and work and do all the things that we can do, but they don't have the essential thing, the thing that makes them, that thing that makes them human, which is empathy. They don't have that. They're void of empathy. Most of them have little to none. Okay? Little to none. Okay? They might have a little piece of sympathy for children, just a little piece, but they exploit the children and do things to the children that they do to lovers. But the narcissist is, and y'all, I got my notes down here, so we're going to be looking at the notes a little bit, because I want to teach you guys something and to share wisdom. Because my thing is, as I upload this video, I have no idea who is going to stop and listen to this video. I don't know how far my words are going to reach, and I don't know the impact of it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like a fisherman, I'm going to take these words and I'm going to throw them or toss them into the sea of life where the people are. And I pray to God that this be some type of lifeline for somebody, that somebody will hear what I'm saying and recognize what I'm saying and understand that this person that they're with is void of empathy. And that's why they're feeling like, you could be feeling some kind of way and don't really understand, like, that there's something different about this person that you're loving. And you know that you're bound to this person, super connected to this person. There's some type of tie that you have with this person, but you know you're not getting your needs met. You know this. You know you're steadily loving. You know you're steadily giving. You know you're steadily being there for them. You're licking their wounds in a sense. You know, you're encouraging them. You're making their dreams come true. You know what I'm saying? You're working. You don't realize it, but you're working for their love and affection. And what I'm telling you is that it'll never be reciprocated. And if they do, it'll be in crumbs. Okay? Because they lack, are void of empathy. And empathy is what allows you to love. So the reality is, you know how we talked earlier about reality, is that they cannot love you back. So you might say, well, sure, that is sad, you know, especially as an empath. And, you know, I feel you because I feel it too. I feel it. I remember my first husband, and he was a wounded soul. You know, we were children. Like, I met my first husband when I was 12 years old. 12. You know, I knew 12, 13, 14, 15. We were teenagers. I wasn't even really a teenager yet. He was, because he was 3 years older than me. And he shared his story with me. You know, the abuse and the neglect and not having food and so many siblings and just all the, I'm talking to the empath now. We'll get further on in the conversation. Don't know how long this video is going to last. Y'all listen to it at night. Turn the regular TV off and listen to this. So the abuse, the neglect, all the other children in the house, just all the things that he went through. As he shared his story with me, my heart ached. I came from a dysfunctional home too. And so as he talked, then it meshed us together. There was a part of me that understood his pain. And so it really just bonded us together. But I bonded to him. He didn't necessarily bond back with me. And the bond was so tight because it was from way down beneath the deep place. You know what I mean? The place where both of us suffered abuse and neglect. You know what I mean? And so we bonded. I was super bonded to him. Him, not so much to me. Once he got his hook, you know, once he hooked me, and I was, no matter what he did, because as we got older, he did some of the damnedest things. My heart still, I still saw that broken child, even though we were getting older. You know what I'm saying? I still, there was just, it's the empathy, it's the love that I have for him and his brokenness. Now, I wasn't a counselor, psychologist, or anything. Now I know exactly what it was, because my life mission, and I don't know if you're like me, but my life's mission has been to understand, you know, all of this stuff that happens around me. Not just me, but others. But especially me. Because if you know yourself, then you can know others. If you love yourself, then you can love others. If you forgive yourself, then you can forgive others. You know, like, everything starts with you. So we were bonded together. When they say that a narcissist doesn't change, from the time I was 12 and now I'm 52. And he's 56. We live in the same town. There's no change. There's no change. Y'all listen. Just listen to my heart when I tell you this. Some people never recover from narcissistic abuse. Okay? It drives them absolutely bonkers. Because the level of exploitation that you go through and the harm. So some people say, well, I'm going to stay with my narcissist because I love them so much. I would say to that person, you have childhood wounds that you're not addressing, and you need therapy. Because when you love yourself enough, then you'll let your narcissist go. Because I'm telling you that the narcissist is incapable of love. They can hold you, they can kiss you, they can make love to you, some type of affection, but it's not love. Let me show you. I don't know if we're gonna get down in these notes. I don't know, maybe that's another video, but I want to paint a picture for you. So you get diagnosed with terminal cancer. And you're married to your narcissist. So your narcissist says, oh no, I can't do this. Because the narcissist doesn't, remember now, the narcissist doesn't have empathy. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, right? At that time, the narc is going to think about him or herself. Oh no, I'm not getting ready to suffer while you die with cancer. What about me? What about my needs? I got needs. Do y'all remember the movie Waiting to Exhale? And what's the guy's name who played the character of Blade, the vampire? What is it? Wesley Snipes. His wife was dying with cancer. And he met, what's her name? Angela Bassett. I forgot her character name. In the hotel in the lobby. And they talked and shared stories. And they bonded. And he told her, he said, I love my wife. And his wife was dying or whatever. And he said he wasn't going to leave her. You remember that? Because, and even though it wasn't the best thing for him to spend the night with Angela Bassett, it wasn't the best thing, but they were not intimate. He's human, so he just needed, consoling. But a narc would have left the dying wife and went right ahead over there to that other woman with no problem, because he would lack emotional empathy. He certainly couldn't put himself in his wife's shoes. He would only be thinking about himself. And that is the problem with living a life with a narcissist. When you need them, they won't be there. At the time that you need them the most, that's when they're going to come get you. That's when they're going to drop the ball on you, because they don't have that thing. They don't have that thing, that love thing, because the empathy allows you to love. So if you don't have empathy, you cannot love. See? And that's how you get exploited. That's why they gaslight and manipulate. That's why they take all your stuff. And they do it with no remorse, because they only care about themselves. They only care about themselves. And that is the truth. I know that for sure. I know it for sure. They lie on you. They talk about you behind your back. They devise plans against you behind your back. They have their flying monkeys that they're lying to about you the whole time, creating a false narrative. You know what I mean? They'll stab you right in your back. They backbite you. It's just horrible. It's horrible. And I pray to God that Q doesn't have to experience these things. One lady in the comment section, y'all, her comment was, it was, oh my God. And she just talked about her husband from Nigeria and how he exploited her. And she said the family was in on it. The family was in on it. He was a narcissist. He's exploiting her, and the family is in on it because she says the American dollar goes much further there. And I might be combining two stories because y'all, there were lots of stories. But if I got the right story, she was saying that the American dollar goes so far, and you know they're money hungry. She talked about, and y'all, I'm not saying everybody, you know, I'm not, you know what I mean? Come on. Don't accuse me of being that mindless. Okay? Never everybody. I'm just saying there was, if y'all go down in that comment section and look at those comments, you'll see it back to back to back. People giving their personal testimonies of dealing with Nigerian men, and they were exploited and treated badly. And one lady said she made it out of there. You know what I'm saying? It was horrible, and she made it out. So, American women, I would say this, and Q could get mad at, you know, whatever she want to say, but it's in the comment section on my channel. They were exploited, Q, over and over and over again. Like I said in the other video, you don't know this man. It behooves you, though, to pay attention to what we're talking about, and in your private time, you need to figure out, you know, some of these things that we're saying, making sure that that's not what's going on with you. Because see, back in my day, Q, I don't know if it was because I was in the church world, but people wouldn't say much of anything. They'll say a little piece of something. You know, they might talk about my ex-husband's character, but not to the point where somebody would say, Cheryl, listen, come here. I want you to be careful. I think he's a narcissist. Nobody knew what that was. And if they did, they didn't say anything. And people would say things about him, but they said they didn't know what it was. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. As long as I have this channel, I will be talking about this. It caused me so much pain, me and my children. We are still recovering. My oldest son is 35, my baby is 25, and I got 2 other children. We are still recovering from the narcissistic abuse, from living a life with a person who was incapable of empathy. Can you imagine that? You got 4 children and the narc husband don't love the kids. I can't even hardly be good to my children because he requires all the time, all the energy, all the praise, all the babying. He drank up every good trait I had to the point where I barely had anything for my kids. You certainly, Q, don't want to get pregnant by him. You don't want to do that because the pregnancy is going to bind you to him like a 3-fold cord. And then you're going to be in court. I've read testimonial after testimonial, not in my thread, but in other places where I'm steadily doing research on narcissistic abuse, where that if you're dealing with a narcissist, you need to seek out an attorney who's an expert with dealing with narcissists in court because they will whoop your ass in court. And that's the truth. Because they're masters of lying anyway. I went to court with my husband and he demolished me in court. Because I went to court by myself. I didn't think I needed to take anybody with me since I was telling the truth. But oh my God, he came to court with 12 character witnesses. They were family and they were lying. Because first of all, they didn't know him. Because when you stay behind doors with a narcissist, he's wearing a mask outside that door. So the people outside the house, they don't know him. They don't know him. They don't know him. You got to live inside of the house. And then even inside of the house, he's still masked right? But he takes some of the mask off inside of the house. So the people on the outside certainly wouldn't know. And so they came to court and he whooped my ass in court. I'm triggered when I go to court now because my experience was so horrible, because back in those days, I was so naive enough to think that if I tell the truth, then everything will be fine, but it wasn't fine. Because he had dates and times. He debunked everything I said, even though I consider myself a good communicator and a good speaker. And, you know, I could speak like this then. You know, it's been a long time ago, over 20 years ago. And I'll say this about the judge. I didn't even know I was going to talk like this, y'all, because I'm not in my notes. The notes were talking about how the narcissist is on stage in your life, but I'm kind of talking about that too. Yeah. But the judge said, excuse me, y'all, I'm still draining. But, she said, Miss Jones, because my name was Jones then. She said, I apologize. I don't know who to believe. And when she said that, I was just done. I was like, what is the use for court? I mean, these people don't even, these people are educated and judges and lawyers and stuff. They can't tell the truth. So there was a advocate in the courtroom. She wasn't there for me. Can you please turn that phone off, please? Please turn that phone off, please. Y'all adore it. Can you please turn the phone off? Y'all, adult children get on my nerves, okay? There was an advocate in the courtroom. And she was from a organization called Interact. And that's, I think it's a women's organization. I don't know if they help men. I'm not sure. But anyway, so it was a blonde hair, blue-eyed girl. And, you know, so the judge said she didn't know who to believe. And so she kind of just threw it out. And so at that time, you know, I basically, you know, tears was running down my face. And I was like, I'm done. You know, I'm just done because I just couldn't believe. And see, that's when more of his mask was taken off, because see, he and I was there when what happened. And he and I, we know the truth. And I watched him come to court and lie. I mean, flat-footed, bald-faced, just lie. And I was like, oh my God, it was so much reality. Oh, it was so much. And the lady saw me with my face so wet, and she says, come here. How old was I? I'm 33. She said, come here. And she took me in the side room. She said, why did you come to court alone? I said, I didn't know not to. I thought he was going to tell the truth. She said, I could tell he was lying. She said, I'm an advocate with Interact, and we help women, and we come to court and advocate for them because the judge don't know what's true and what's not. And I was like, well, what's the use of having a judge and the judge can't determine the truth? Because my husband at the time, first husband, had dates and times, and I couldn't remember the dates or the times. You know, I just thought if I told the better story, then I would win, which was the truth. So you don't want to go to court with a narcissist. And some of y'all have gone to court with narcissists. If you have, leave it in the comment section. Let me know if you had some type of legal battle with them, and how it turned out. Now, I eventually learned how to kick the narcissist's ass. Don't get it twisted. I did. But it was through lots of trial and error. Okay? Because when I saw what he was capable of, court showed me what he was really capable of. And then once I went my way, and if you've suffered narcissistic abuse, and when you begin to unwind the life that you lived, and you see this person now for who they are, but in the relationship, when you look back, you, oh boy, the lies, the smoke and mirrors, the gaslighting, oh, the manipulation, it all comes to you. You be like, oh, oh my God, that's how it was. That's how it was. When you see a person for who they are versus who you thought they were. You know what I'm saying? Because they were masked and you couldn't see it. It's just like in The Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain. The Wiz. The Wiz was little, frail, little cowardly old man, and he created this facade, this big scary person, you know? And Dorothy had the power. She always had the power within her to go home. And that's how I felt dealing with my narcissist. I knew when I came to the realization, y'all, we talking about the first marriage, without trauma therapy, without coaching, without counseling of any sort, and I kind of left. I stopped going to church because I didn't want to be in the mindset of I need to be focusing on forgiving this person who caused me all this pain. I needed to be in the mindset of how this has happened to me and what is this and how I've allowed it to be. I didn't want to push it up under the rug. I didn't want to quickly forgive him. I didn't want to act like it didn't happen. I didn't want to do any of those things. I needed to learn and know what this thing was. And it was very important for me to do that. So without without any counselor or intervention of any kind, I knew how to instinctively take my power back from him because I've always been a powerful person. I've always been an empathetic person. I'm very gifted. I'm intelligent. I'm smart and talented. You know, all those things. And he used all of those things. I gave him, handed him my power. You might be doing that. Take your power back. I literally took my power back from him. I remember when I made a conscious decision to take it back. And two things that I did immediately. I told him, don't you ever say anything else to me. I will not listen to, with 4 children. We have 4 kids together. But he caused so much hurt and pain in my life. Then I had to take what I had left and go with it. But his voice would be null and void in my life. Don't you say one more word to me. I strip you of your voice when it comes to me. Number 1. Number 2, you have no access to me at all. You can't come around me and you can't talk to me for nothing. Without coaching, because the coaching tell us to go no contact. Y'all know that, right? When you're dealing with a narcissist and you want to break free, you go no contact. But there was nobody there to tell me to go no contact. Instinctively, I cut him off. And every time I cut him off, I gained my power back. I took it all back. Because that's what they come to do. They come to take your power from you. So I don't know who's on the other side of this screen. I'm going to upload this video. And I don't want Q to experience the things that she will experience if he's a narcissist. I don't want that to happen. I want her to get the information that she needs because there are 500,000 people there. And maybe she'll find her way to some information she'll feel instinctively, because what I do know is that love bomb ain't gonna last for so long. If it is a love bomb, it won't last long. And then right after that, you'll enter into devaluation of some sort. And at that time, she will be able to see. But anyway, kisses and hugs. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know if you understand any of this stuff I've spoken about tonight, if you have been through it. And we're going to talk some more. Kisses and hugs. Y'all have a good night. See you the next time. Bye.